So yeah, last video I dropped in this ad here about daylight saving time, and it was.
This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I am your host, the vampire formerly known as Scario Steve, and we're going to talk about some scary Halloween jams that you can play to make your party hearty. Yes. And we'll start with something really basic. This is Billboard magazine presents Family Scary Time Classics. And it's a collection of theme songs. It's got the Addams Family. It's got Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, The Blob, This is Halloween, and The Twilight Zone. And it's out of print. But it's a good one to just have, to put on. And let's see, what else do we got here? This is the basic, also, Disney chilling, thrilling sounds of the haunted house. In school, all the kids had this. Usually it was all beat up. This is in pretty good shape. It's got the games to play on the inner sleeve. But really the best thing about that Disney Halloween record is all the knockoffs. Here's a couple of my favorite knockoffs. This one is called Monster Mash Sounds of Terror. And it starts out with a cover band doing Bobby Boris Pickett's Monster Mash big hit song. And the rest of it is little skits, kind of like the skits on the Disney record, except better. And you might have heard this sampled on some things, like the giant crab and like that. Then we got the masterpiece, Sounds to Make You Shiver on Pickwick. The cool thing about this is that the whole first side is a 20-minute long trip to the haunted house soundscape, and then the second side is skits. Maybe a little too much screaming, but I scream, you scream, we all scream. Dracula's greatest hits. I was actually physically removed from a party for putting this record on, because it is horrible. It is nice Jack Davis from Mad Magazine artwork, but he does, in a Dracula voice, he sings songs like, I want to bite your hand, and Drac the knife, and Monster Hootenanny, Carry Me Back to Transylvania. And it's on the Dog record, RCA. Yes, Dracula's greatest hits. Should be Dracula's greatest bites. Screaming Jay Hawkins, I put a spell on you. He's the man. He is the man. He's on Epic. And you've all heard this song. You've heard it by Creedence. You've heard it by Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Both brilliant versions. But this is the original by the man. Yes. This other Screaming Jay Hawkins record, What That Is, which has a song that tells the story of my life called Constipation Blues. I don't have the cover because I found it in thrift store with no cover, but it's got a cover where he's in a coffin, and maybe someday I'll find it, I don't know. But I got the record so I can hear it, This is another good cover. Philly Joe Jones, the great jazz drummer, with his Blues for Dracula. He does a Dracula impression that's almost as bad as mine. And also some just very solid music from the likes of Nat Adderley, Johnny Griffin. And it's on Riverside. He's got a bat on his drumstick. Yes, we'll go from jazz to dub. Scientist rids the world of the evil curse of the vampires. He's blasting his sound system on his boat to clear the lake. Yes, this is classic reggae on the green sleeves. And it's not the only scary dub record, because years later Tino's Breaks put out the Halloween dub. And Tino's Breaks is a side project of Meat Beat Manifesto. All of them are good. They all have different themes. There's a Christmas one, there's a Mambo one. But this is the Halloween one. It's 2 records, and it's a good one to put on for your party.
You wait here. I'll be back in a moment.
You've taken the drug again.
I had to. The effect is wearing down.
Are you all right?
For what I have to do, yes. Come on.
I can't see you, but I know you're here. I feel it. You've been hanging around since I got here. I wish I could see your face. Just look into your eyes and tell you how good it is to be here. Just to touch something. See, that's cold. I feel good. Here, to smoke. Have coffee. And if you do it together, it's fantastic.
So yeah, last video I dropped in that this ad here about daylight saving time, and it wasn't until like a few times watching back the video that it clicked with me, like, duh, this was a reel that was made for drive-in movies theaters. And I'm like, oh, duh, of course, drive-in movies aren't gonna want no daylight saving time, right?
What do you really want to do on Halloween? You don't want to go trick or treat. You don't want to go to parties, because parties suck and people suck. And I'm a vampire. It's my job to suck. So, you know, watch movies. Here's some movie soundtracks. This is Petey Wheatstraw, The Devil's Son-in-Law, Rudy Ray Moore movie soundtrack. It's funky. And it's, you know, it's some good stuff there. Phantom of the Paradise. It's scary, but it's also funny. It's from the 70s, starring Paul Williams, who also wrote all the songs. And you know, Paul Williams, he wrote songs for the Carpenters and for the Muppets. So you know he's going to write some good scary songs for this movie, right? Yes. Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby. You know, there was a song by Deep Purple, "Why Didn't Rosemary Take the Pill?" Took me a while to figure out they're talking about Rosemary's Baby. Christoph called me the soundtrack. It's a good, scary soundtrack. Yes. And of course, the greatest movie of all time, Night of the Living Dead. And this is the soundtrack album on Veres Cereband. And it's got all the scary music you hear in the movie. Even though they took from a lot of different sources to make the soundtrack to this movie. But it's a coherent soundtrack album. It's even got the little "They're coming to get you, Barbara," so you can scratch that. This is Night of the Living Dead vinyl, and it's got all of these artists: the Frogs and 3 Days Stubble, and some other troublemakers, and it's a tribute to Night of the Living Dead. All songs and skits related to the movie. And you're saying, wait a minute. That's not the greatest movie ever made. That's not Alfred Hitchcock. What kind of plebe are you? Well, this is the great movie thrillers, Bernard Herrmann, on the Phase 4 stereo label, conducting music from all the classic Alfred Hitchcock. Yes. And of course you need some scary rock and roll. You need some scary rock and roll records too, because you know that's what the kids listen to. Misfits, any Misfits record would fit the bill for Halloween. But this one is a really good one. If you don't know which one to buy, I would get this one. If you ain't no goddamn son of a, you know. Cramps. Cramps. When the blood clots, you get cramps. Bad music for bad people. Again, any Cramps record will do the job. But this is a good one to start with. It's got all the hits. Of course, the Blue Oysters in their Cult. This is the one Spectres has Godzilla and I Love the Night. And this is Agents of Fortune, which has Don't Fear the Reaper. Alright, in the last record, the first Black Sabbath album, with the witch on the cover. Which? That witch. Okay. Well, hopefully this recorded. I tried 5 times. I've been having technical trouble. But if this recorded, thank you for watching. And have a spooky, scary Halloween. Peace.
That's it. I'm getting out of here.